Okay, so today we will go to see how to do the Excel manipulation. So if we have a test data or any values which is under Excel sheet, so it will going to, like, I want to fetch the data from the Excel, so we can do that as well. Or if you want to write some data in Excel, so you can do that as well. So first we will see how to fetch the data from the Excel. For that, what I will do, I'm going to use a sample file over here. So I have a sample file like this one. Okay, so these are the first name, last name, address. Okay, some random value, and I'm going to use this one to get the data. Okay, so I'm going to take this and yeah. So what I will do, I will going to create a test case for the same. Do a right click and click on the test case and create another test case and name it as a Excel read. Okay, now Tosca has already, Transcendence has already provided us with some standard modules, okay, which we can use to get the data for read and for the write. So for that, just I will go to our module section. I will go to expand the standard modules. Okay, and under standard modules, we have a T box engine, and you will going to get the Excel over here. This one. Okay, as you can see over here, so there are modules, standard modules, which will already provided by Tosca. So what I will do, I will go to first use this module tbox open Excel. So it will going to open the Excel for me. So I will just drag and drop it over here. Okay. So under open Excel, what we have to do, we have to provide some details. Okay. So for that, what I will do, I will provide the book name as any random value. You can make it over here. And now you have to provide the path over here of the Excel. So what I will do, I will press shift and do a right click on a file, and it will go to give me as a copy as path. I'm going to click on this one and go to my this Tosca, and I will go to mention the part. You have to remove the double quotes. As you are copying as a copy as a path, it will going to give you the double quotes. So this is my path where my Excel is getting saved. Okay. So you have to create a dummy data in your project and then you can use it. Okay. After that, what I will do, I will going to, so if this path is not provided, so if you make it as a true, so it will going to create a new sheet for you. Okay. So there won't be that scenario right now. Okay. If the file is a protected one, like it is encrypted and having a password over there, so what you can do, you can mention the password over there. Okay, and we're going to enter that while opening your test service. Okay, now what I will do, my Excel is getting opened now. I have provided the path of the Excel. If you're going to open it, now what I will do, I will going to take the T-box define Excel range. So I have to define the range from where to where I want to perform the action. Okay, so over here you have to provide the book name, workbook name, the same name, whatever you have provided over here. You can just copy, the same value should be copied over here. Then we have a worksheet name. So this is your worksheet. Okay, so whatever name you have provided over here, the same name should be provided under worksheet name. So I'm going to write sheet 1. Okay, now you have to mention the range name as well. So I will type a Excel range, any random value you can mention it over here. Okay, but whatever you have provided under the workbook name, the same name should be provided wherever you are using a workbook name. Okay. The same way you have mentioned range name as a Excel range. So wherever you have Excel range name, so you have to provide this value only. Now I will going to decide my range. Okay, so right now I'm having A1 till value A8C. So I will going to type over here as a A1 from start from A1 and it will going to 8 end at 8C. Okay, this is my 8C. 8C. So we have to add some values like, okay, let it be. Okay, so these are the value we have. Now we have designed our test cases and limit our search. Like if I'm using that module, so I have to perform search within this range only. Okay, that is the use of our Tbox defined Excel range. Now what I will do, I will going to add my range manipulation, Excel range manipulation. I will go to this one and add a test case over here. Okay, I think it is not added over here. Um, Define range. I will go over here and just drag and drop it away. Okay, sorry, range manipulation we have to add. Where is the range manipulation? Yeah, this is the one. Okay, my range and manipulation is added. Now you can see range name is there. The same name you have to provide over here. So whatever name you have provided over here, the same name should be mention it over here. Okay. Now what I will do, I will going to access the data. Okay. So I have to access the data. What I will do, I will going to mention the row. First row, $1, and then I will going to use this one. Okay. And what I will do, I will going to buffer the value. Let's see what we have. Okay. So I will going to put some random value over here and let's buffer the value. Okay. Row 1. So it will going to check for this one. Row 1 and A1, A2. Okay. So row 1 and the row. So this, if I execute this one, it will not going to work because we have not closed our Excel yet. So I will going to add a Excel closing module over here. Okay. Now you have to mention the workbook name. So whatever workbook name we have mentioned it over here, I will go to copy it over here and the same name should be provided over here. The same path, what we have mentioned over here, I will go to copy this one and I will going to mention it over here. Okay. So it will going to close my model. Now when I run this, let's see what will happen. It will go to throw me an error because I'm using the Excel. So you have to close the Excel while accessing it, or it will going to throw you an error. Okay, there is some issue. Okay, okay, start or cancel is invalid. Why it is showing as We have A1. We'll see. A1 C8. Oh, sorry. So you have to mention it as C8. Okay. Now I will going to run it and let's see. Okay, I will go to quickly close this Excel. Okay, so my test case is getting passed, and let's see what we are able to buffer it. If I go to this one, the value. So the first value is getting buffered. So let's check what is the first value we have. The first value is repeat, as you can see. But what we are doing over here, we are using a dollar. Okay, so when you are using a dollar, what it will do, it will going to consider first row as a header, and it will going to start the value from here itself. Okay, if I put a $1 over here, so it will going to eliminate the first row as a header. Okay, now my requirement is I don't have a header, I have only data. Now I want to fetch the data. So in that scenario, what you have to do, you have to use hash. Okay, so I will going to use a hash one, hash one, and I will use a val2 and make the value as a buffer. So let's see if we are able to access the data or not. So what it will do, hash one will going to refer to this one, the first value. Okay, it will not consider first value as a header. If I execute, so you have to execute all the modules right away. Okay, consecutively, then only it will going to work. So if you are executing this one, if you are trying to execute one single module, it will not going to work. So you have to execute your whole test case, and let's see what we can have. Okay, now it is getting executed, and let's see if I go to the tools and then click on a buffer. What is the value to? Yeah, the first name. As you can see, the first name is getting buffer. Oh. Okay, so it will going to give you the header value as well. Okay, if you are providing this first name. Okay, any questions up till now?
Yeah, no question at the moment. But
Okay.
sorry, yeah, I have a question. So one thing I don't understand is the sequence of orders from column A, B, C. How does it work when we are looping through the
Yeah, so
Excel?
okay, you have to mention it according to the row and columns. Okay, this we use this Excel range. Okay, now what I want to access this value. Okay, I want to verify that this value should be like I want to verify. Okay, okay, consider it as a I want to verify that first name should be Govind and his address should be Pune. Okay, is my question?
Yes, yes. We
Are
want
you able
to,
to
yeah,
get my question?
yeah, I understand.
Okay,
Yes, yes,
so
I
what I
got your
want,
question.
I want wherever Govind first name is there, I want to verify that address should be Pune. Okay, this is my scenario. So for that, what I will do, I will quickly go to this one and select as a row as. So if I use a dollar, so it will going to start with 1, 2. This will be the second value. So I'm going to make it as 2. Okay, I will make it as a 2, and then I will name this column as a first name. Okay, so I will name it as a Govind. Okay, my first name should be this one, and then I have to verify the address. So I'm going to add the address. Address should be Pune. Okay, I will make it as a constraint over here. So what constraint will do? It will going to restrict your search. Okay, if I don't pass any value over, that will be okay. Okay, so what it will do? It will go to restrict your search, which will going to look for the column with the value Govind wherever it is. Okay, then only it will going to verify that address value. So I'm going to put a constraint over there that the first name should be Govind, then only you have to verify the address. Okay, are you getting it?
Yes.
Okay, so now what I will do, I will going to run this one. Let me close this one and let's run and see if we are able to verify that value or not. Okay, the execution has been done and let's see if we are able to verify the last one. Yes, verification was successful, expected Pune and the actual value is also. So we are able to identify the data. Okay, any confusion over here? Let me open the sheet as well.
Uh, no, but how do we now look through? Instead of now putting a pony, we want it to pick different
Okay, so
rows.
what I will do, I will make it as 1, 2, 3. It should fail because we don't have any value as 1, 2, 3 over here under the address as Pune because we just have Pune. Okay, just for the cross check, what we will do, we will going to make it as 1, 2, 3, and let's see if this is getting passed on. Okay, I'm going to show you like what will happen if I open the sheet and execute it. So if my sheet is open, it will going to throw me an error. As you can see. If I expand this, yeah, this is currently in use. So you are using it, so we won't be able to execute. Now what I will do, I will close that one and run this one again, and it should fail because we are just putting a random value over there, and it will not able to verify that address. The address is getting failed. Now I will go and check under this one what is the failure. Verification has failed. Expected value was this one, but you are getting as a Pune in a Excel. So that's why it is getting failed. Okay. So I will correct this one. Okay, you have a multiple scenarios. Now what I
Yes.
will do, I want to put a constraint over the first name and the last name. Okay, I want the exact match. Okay, so even if I just put a verify over here and execute it, it will going to work. Okay, let's check. Couldn't find the row by name, the header column. Okay, so it is not able to find. You have to mention it as a constraint over there. Now my second condition is like I want the exact search over there. So for that, what I will do, I will go to, okay, I want that Amir and Sikandar should be there, then only you have to verify the address. Okay, you can filter out this as well. So under this one, you have to mention it as a first name. It will go into Amir, and I will put a constraint over there. Last name. Okay, and again I will going to put a constraint under the first name and the last name. I put a constraint over there. I am going to add address, and over here you are having an address. Let me check what's the address. It's Pimpri. Okay, now I will going to execute it, and it will go to first filter like, okay, the first name should be Amir. Okay, we have two Amir over here. So it get confused. Again, it will look for the second filter. So last name should be Sikandar. Then it will going to verify the value. Else there will be an ambiguity. Okay, so whenever you want to filter the value, in that scenario, you have to use a constraint. Okay, that was our last topic which we have not covered from the action mode. So constraint is used whenever you want to filter out the values. Okay, so it will going to filter out the first name should be Amir. It will automatically go and search for the Amir where it is. Okay, over here. But we have two Amir. So the last name should be Sikandar. So it will going to look for the last name. Okay, we have a last name as Sikandar. So we have to take the data from here. Okay. Any questions up till now?
No question.
Okay, so I will going to execute this one again, and it will going to verify the value. Okay, again, if I go back and check, expand this one, the last value, the verification is successful. Okay, this way you can verify the value. Now you are verifying the values over here. You are just verifying that okay, this data is present or not. Okay, now I want to buffer the value. I want to buffer the name, like let me go through this one. Okay, so I want to buffer the value. So I will check for the Sahil Khan. Okay, and I want to buffer the address of Sahil Khan. Wherever the Sahil Khan is there, I want to buffer the value. Okay, so in that case, what I have to do? Again, I will going to copy and paste it over here. Okay, it is not working. Let it be. I will take another row. First name should be Sahil and the last name should be Khan. I will put a constraint over there so that it is going to check for these two value, and under address I will going to buffer the value Sahil address, and I will make it as a buffer. So whatever value you have under this one, under address, it will going to save the value. So I will going to execute my test cases again. My execution gets completed, and let's check under the buffer what value we are getting. If I expand this one, so this India is getting buffered over. So if I go to your buffer, Sahil address is India. If I go to my text file and see what's the address of Sahil, so it will be India. So you are buffering a value, and wherever want you can use it. Okay. Any questions up till now? Anything you are not able to understand, or any topic why we are using that?
Yeah,
Okay.
why are you using because I'm just trying to think about why the name are not conflicting.
Sorry.
Because you have like can you go to sorry, go up a little bit. Yeah, go up more, up more, up more. I want to see the component the module we are using. The module, yeah.
Okay, so I will
T-Box,
going to
Excel, range
quickly going to explain you once again. So we will use these four modules to read the data. The first module we will going to use it
Yes.
has to open the file. Okay, we have this file, so Tosca will going to open it. Okay, once it will be able to open it, now it will going to check for the range. Now you have a
Yes.
Excel file, so you can't access the whole file. Okay, it will be a too long file. So what Tosca will do, it will going to decide the range from A1 till C8. You have to do the search, and it will going to help the Tosca to find the element quickly. So you will going to add the range over here from A1. So this is A and this is 1. From this value till C8, this value. This is C,
Yeah.
this is 8. Okay, till this value we have to perform the action. Okay, now you have decided a range. Okay, you are mentioning the workbook name as sample, and the same name you have to provide it over here. And you have to provide the name of the test sheet. So whatever test sheet name, if your name is there, your own name will be there, add. So you have to provide add over here. Okay, whatever sheet
Yeah.
test sheet name will be there, you have to provide over here. Then you have to name the range name. Whatever range you have decided, that name should be provided. You can pass any random text over here. So I make it as an Excel range. Okay, it will going to
All right.
save. Now I will go to the range manipulation. So over here you have to mention the same name, whatever range name you have provided over here, same name should be passed over here. Okay, now under this one you have a table test data table. Over there you can manipulate your data. So if I use a dollar, so it will going to eliminate the first row. Okay, if I use a dollar, then this will be your first row. This, if you use a dollar, it will consider as a column value, as a header value. Okay, so it data will get start from here, the second row. Okay, now I want to
Yeah.
access the first row. I don't want to consider this as a header. So for that scenario, you have to use hash value. Okay, if you provide a hash, so it will be consider the value from your first row. It will not consider it as a header. Okay, the same way we can provide the column name. Column name should be this, whatever column name you have, column name this one, and the value. Okay, you have to provide, then you can verify accordingly. Okay,
Okay.
so once you start practicing, you will get a more idea of it.
All right.
Okay,
Good.
now what I will do,
Yes.
I'm quickly going to copy this one and paste it over here and rename it as right. So there won't be much changes. The same thing you have to do. You have to do the right part. So I want to write the data in Excel. So I will going to mention this. I'm going to use the same sample file. Okay. The same data will be there. This will be also same, but you have to mention the range. Now I will make it as what we can do. We can take it as 10 till 10C till over here. Okay. And now I will use this data. So I will going to remove the remaining one. I don't need there. Okay. I will going to select the row. So my row will going to start from where? From this one. 1, 2, 3,
One.
4, 5, 6, 7. And this will be your eighth row. So I will going to provide a value as 8 over here. Okay. Under first column, I will provide like Tosca, and under last, I will going to provide it as demo, and address as we can name it as India. Okay, and as I have to enter the data, you have to mention it as an input only. Okay, And now I will going to execute my test cases and see if it is able to write the data over here or not. So I will go to close this one and save this one and execute. So it should enter the data on that 8th row. Okay. So it will not going to write the data. Okay, your execution is done properly. But if I see my file, the sample file which we have, okay, so you won't see any row added over here with Tosca demo. As you can see, why? Because we have just write the value over here, but in the Excel, but we have not saved it. So for saving, what you have to do, you have to make it as a true. Once you write the data, you have to save it. So if I execute this one again, and let's see if we are able to write the data or not. Okay, let's go to the file. Now you can see your data is added over here. Okay,
Yes.
the basic difference will be you have to save the value, make it as true, and in read case that is not required. Okay, because you are just reading the value, that's it. But in case of writing, you have to save the value. You just write the value and you are not saving it, then it won't reflect the data in your Excel. Okay, that's the basic difference between the read and the write. Okay,
Yeah.
any more questions you have on this one, the read and the write?
No question.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly share the recordings. Okay, and